Deep inside the hull of the USS Gerald R. 10 sailors live for months in narrow hallways and cramped sleeping quarters. No windows, little privacy, and the ship never stops. How do they eat, sleep, and work in this city at sea? Every inch of the hall is designed for function over comfort. Sleeping quarters, tight compartments packed with triple-stacked bunks with only a small locker for personal belongings, living spaces, narrow corridors, shared facilities, and a daily routine dictated by the ship's RCT operations. But beyond the steel walls and strict discipline, the real challenge lies in something deeper. Mentally enduring months of isolation, high-pressure tasks, and the relentless rhythm of carrier life. Keeping sailors sharp and operational isn't just about discipline, though. It is about maintaining their physical and mental well-being. This is where the medical center becomes a lifeline, providing everything from emergency surgeries to routine checkups. But while physical health is taken care of, the mental pressure of being confined at sea is something every sailor must learn to handle. Later, we'll explore the recreational spaces like the gym, the chapel, and even gaming lounges that help sailors escape the grind of life at sea. Despite the challenges, one thing keeps this warship running. Camaraderie. When you live, eat, and work in the same confined space for months, your crewmates become your second family. You depend on each other, whether it is in the tight quarters of the hull or during high-stakes operations on the flight deck, but not everyone thrives in this environment. Some excel under pressure, while others struggle with the constant noise, lack of personal space, and military discipline. Could you handle the mental and physical strain of life inside an aircraft carrier's hull? Or would the isolation and strict routines push you to your limits? Let me know in the comments. With long shifts, tight living quarters, and the constant pressure of operation, one thing keeps morale high: good food. But how do you feed over 10 sailors every day on a warship? Before we continue, we're on a mission to reach YouTube subscribers and bring more Navy stories to light. If you're enjoying this video so far, consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Just click the button at the bottom right. Thank you. And let's move on. The galley. It is the beating heart of the USS Gerald R. It is a place where the hard work and dedication of the culinary specialists and food service attendants keep the ship's crew nourished and ready for action. It is a world unto itself. A complex system of kitchens, storerooms, and serving lines that operates around the clock to feed the more than 10 sailors and officers who call the ship home. At the center of this system is the main galley, a cavernous space filled with the sights, sounds, and smells of cooking on an industrial scale. Here, a team of skilled culinary specialists works tirelessly to prepare 3 meals a day, 2 days a week for the entire crew. They are the unsung heroes of the ship, the men and women who fuel the human engine that drives the forward. The main galley is a marvel of efficiency and organization, with every inch of space utilized to maximum effect. Along one wall, a row of massive ovens and grills turns out hundreds of pounds of meat and vegetables every hour, while nearby, a team of bakers turns out fresh bread and pastries around the clock. In the center of the space, a series of steam tables and serving lines are constantly restocked with hot food, ready to feed the hungry crew at a moment's notice. But the main galley is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to food service on the Ford. Throughout the ship, a network of smaller galleys and serving areas work to ensure that every sailor has access to hot, nutritious meals, no matter where they are or what time of day it is. From the flight deck to the engine room, the culinary specialists and food service attendants on the Ford are always on the move, bringing the galley to the crew. One of the biggest challenges of feeding the crew the size of the Fords is the sheer scale of the operation. Every day, the culinary specialists prepare over 10 eels using more than 10 bon of meat, 10 bon of vegetables, and 10 bon of pasta. They go through over 10 loaves of bread, 10 bon of butter, and 18 gall of milk, all while working in a space that is constantly moving and shifting with the motion of the ship. To keep up with this incredible demand, the culinary specialists on the Ford rely on a complex system of logistics and supply chain management. Every ingredient that goes into every meal must be carefully tracked and accounted for from the moment it comes aboard the ship to the moment it is served on a sailor's plate. This requires a level of coordination and communication that is unmatched in any other food service operation in the world. But the culinary specialists of the Ford are more than just cooks and logisticians. They are also the guardians of morale, the men and women who bring a taste of home to the crew no matter how far from shore they may be. They know that a hot meal and a friendly face can make all the difference in the world to a sailor who is tired, stressed, or homesick, and they take great pride in their ability to provide that comfort and support. One of the ways they do this is through the use of special meals and events that break up the monotony of life at sea. On holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas, The galley goes all out preparing traditional favorites like turkey, ham, and pumpkin pie that bring a touch of normalcy to an otherwise extraordinary situation. They also host regular theme nights where the menu and the decor are designed in a particular cuisine or culture, giving the crew a chance to experience new flavors and learn about different parts of the world. But perhaps the most important role the culinary specialists play is the day-to-day interactions they have with the crew. They're the friendly faces behind the serving lines, the ones who remember the sailor's favorite dish or ask about their family back home. They are the ones who notice when someone is having a tough day and offer a kind word or an extra helping of dessert. In many ways, they are the heart and the soul of the ship, the ones who keep the crew connected to each other and to the world beyond the steel walls of the fort. Of course, none of this would be possible without the hard work and dedication of the food service attendants who keep the galley running smoothly. These men and women are the unsung heroes of the food service operation, the ones who work behind the scenes to ensure that everything is clean, well-stocked, and ready to go. They are the ones who wash the dishes, mop the floors, and keep the storerooms organized, all while working in a space that is hot, humid, and constantly in motion. The food service attendants are also the ones who interact most directly with the crew, manning the serving lines, and ensuring that everyone gets a hot, nutritious meal in a timely manner. They are the face of the galley, the ones who greet each sailor with a smile and a kind word, no matter how long the line is or how hectic the day is. They are the ones who embody the spirit of service and selflessness that is at the heart of the Navy's mission. And they are the ones who make the Ford feel like home, even when it is thousands of miles away from shore. In the end, the galley and food service operation on the USS Gerald R board is a testament to the incredible skill, dedication, and teamwork of the men and women who serve there. It is a place where the boundaries of what is possible are pushed every day, where the impossible becomes routine, and where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. And it is a place where true strength of the Navy is revealed, not in the steel and technology of the ship itself, but in the hearts and the hands of the sailors who bring it to life. Living and working on an aircraft carrier presents numerous challenges, from the confined living spaces and the long work hours to the isolation from loved ones and the constant noise of flight operations. However, one of the biggest challenges may be the mental and emotional toll of being in a high-stress environment for extended periods. Sailors have to learn to cope with the pressures of their roles, maintain focus and discipline, and support one another through the ups and downs of shipboard life. What do you think could be the most difficult aspect of serving on an aircraft carrier? Let us know in the comments below. While the USS Gerald R. Ford is primarily a warfighting vessel, the ship's designers understand the importance of providing recreational facilities and support services to maintain crew well-being. These spaces offer sailors a chance to unwind, to socialize, and to take care of their physical and mental health during long deployments. One of the most popular recreational areas on the fort is the gym, which features a wide range of exercise equipment, including cardio machines, free weights, and resistance training devices. The ship also has several smaller fitness rooms scattered throughout the vessel, allowing sailors to work during their off-duty hours without having to travel far from their workspaces. In addition to the gym, the Ford has a basketball court and jogging track on the flight deck, providing opportunities for team sports and outdoor exercise. For those looking to relax and socialize, the ship has several lounges and entertainment areas. These spaces are equipped with comfortable seating, televisions, and gaming consoles, allowing sailors to watch movies, to play video games, or simply chat with their shipmates. Recognizing the importance of mental health and well-being, the USS Gerald R. Ford has a robust support system in place for its crew. The ship's medical center includes a mental health department staffed by trained counselors and psychologists who provide individual and group therapy sessions. These professionals help sailors cope with the stresses of deployment, manage homesickness, and address any personal or work-related issues that may arise. The Ford also has a chaplain's office that offers spiritual guidance and support to crew members of all faiths. Chaplains organize religious services, provide counseling, and serve as a confidential resource for sailors to seek advice or assistance. The ship also has a post office where sailors can send and receive letters and packages, providing a tangible link back home. One of the unique traditions that boosts the morale on the USS Gerald R. Ford is the swim call. During these events, the ship stops in calm waters and allows crew members to swim and relax in the ocean. Sailors look forward to these opportunities to take a break from their duties and enjoy some fun in the sun. Another popular event is the Steel Beach Picnic, where the flight deck is transformed into a barbecue area, complete with grills, music, and games. The recreational facilities and support services on the Ford play a crucial role in maintaining the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of the crew. By providing opportunities for exercise, relaxation, and social interaction, these spaces help the sailors cope with the challenges of shipboard life and remain focused on their mission. As we continue our tour of the ship, we'll explore some of the more specialized areas that keep the Ford's air wing flying high, the hangar bay. The hangar bay of the USS Gerald R. Ford is a cavernous space spanning the width of the ship and stretching for hundreds of feet. It is here that the ship's air wing is maintained, repaired, and prepared for the next mission. The hangar bay is a world unto itself. It is a complex ecosystem of machinery, technology, and human expertise that keeps the ship's aircraft in top condition. At any given time, the hangar bay can hold up to Archer aircraft, ranging from the sleek and deadly Fa-Ba Super Hornets to the massive UJ&D Hawkeye early warning planes. Each aircraft is a marvel of engineering, a complex machine that requires constant attention and care to remain operational in a harsh environment of carrier operations. The avionics shop maintains the complex electronic systems that allow the aircraft to navigate, communicate, and engage targets. The power plant shop keeps the aircraft engines running smoothly, while the ordnance shop ensures that the weapon systems are ready for action. One of the most critical roles in the hangar bay, though, is that of the plane captain. Each aircraft is assigned a plane captain, a skilled maintainer who is responsible for the overall health and readiness of the machine. The plane captain is the first one to arrive at the aircraft each morning and the last one to leave at night. They perform daily inspections, coordinate maintenance efforts, and work closely with the pilots to ensure that the aircraft is ready for flight. The hangar bay is equipped with a wide range of specialized tools and equipment to support the maintenance effort. Hydraulic lifts and cranes are used to move heavy components, while diagnostic computers and test equipment help to troubleshoot complex systems. The hangar bay also has its own machine shop where skilled technicians can fabricate replacement parts on the spot, ensuring that the aircraft are returned to service as quickly as possible. One of the biggest challenges of working in the hangar bay is the constant pressure to keep the aircraft operational. The air wing is the primary offensive weapon of the carrier, and its readiness is critical to the success of the ship's mission. Maintenance crews often work long hours, sometimes around the clock, to ensure that the aircraft are ready when needed. They must also be able to adapt to changing circumstances such as an unexpected malfunction or battle damage and find creative solutions to keep the planes flying. Another challenge is the sheer complexity of modern aircraft. The Fa-Ba EF Super Hornets, for example, are highly advanced machines that incorporate cutting-edge technology in every aspect of their design. The avionics systems alone are composed of dozens of interconnected computers, sensors, and displays, each of which must be carefully maintained and calibrated. The engines are equally as complex, with advanced materials and precise tolerances that require specialized knowledge and skill to maintain. To keep up with the demands of modern aircraft maintenance, the Navy has invested heavily in training and education for its maintainers. Many of the sailors in the hangar bay have completed extensive technical training programs, earning certifications in fields such as electronics, hydraulics, and composite materials. They also receive ongoing training and education throughout their careers, ensuring that they stay up to date with the latest technologies and techniques. In addition to their technical skills, the sailors in the hangar bay also exhibit remarkable levels of teamwork and camaraderie. They work closely together, often in challenging and stressful conditions, and rely on each other to get the job done. The hangar bay is a tight-knit community where everyone knows each other by name and looks out for one another, both on and off duty. Despite the challenges and demands of the job, the sailors in the hangar bay take great pride in their work. They know that their efforts are essential to the success of the ship's mission and the safety of their fellow crew members. They also take pride in aircraft themselves, seeing them as more than just machines, but as extensions of their own skills and dedication. One of the most impressive aspects of the hangar bay is the sheer scale of the maintenance operation. During a typical deployment, the air wing will fly hundreds of sorties, each one requiring careful preparation and maintenance. The hangar bay crews must work efficiently and effectively to keep up with the tempo of operations, ensuring that the aircraft are ready to launch at a moment's notice. To support this effort, the hangar bay is equipped with a sophisticated logistics system that tracks every part and component of each aircraft. The system is linked to the ship's supply department, allowing maintainers to quickly requisition needed parts and materials. The hangar bay also has its own hazardous materials control center, where dangerous chemicals and substances are carefully managed to ensure the safety of the crew and the environment. Another critical aspect of the hangar bay's work is the preservation of the aircraft during long periods of storage. When the ships in port are undergoing maintenance, The aircraft must be carefully protected from the elements and from potential damage. The hangar bay is also responsible for the movement and the positioning of aircraft on the flight deck. The aircraft are moved using a system of hydraulic lifts and tractors guided by skilled operators who must navigate the tight spaces and the heavy equipment with precision. The hangar bay crews work closely with the flight deck personnel to ensure that the aircraft are in the right place at the right time, ready for launch or recovery. In many ways, the hangar bay is the unsung hero of carrier operations. While the flight deck may get the most attention and the glamour and glory, it is the hangar bay that keeps the aircraft flying in the mission on track. The sailors who work there are some of the most skilled and dedicated in the Navy, and their efforts are essential to the success of the mission and the ship. As we move on to explore the flight deck, it is important to remember the critical role that the hangar bay plays in the life and work of the USS Gerald R. Ford. It is a place of constant activity, innovation, and excellence, where the best and the brightest of the Navy come together to keep the ship's air wing in top form. The hangar bay may be hidden from view, but its impact is felt in every aspect of the ship's mission. From the roar of the engines to the precision of the weapon systems, it is a testament to the skill, the dedication, and the teamwork of the sailors who serve there. And they are a vital part of what makes the USS Gerald R. Ford one of the most powerful and capable warships in the world. Now, moving on to the flight deck. The flight deck of the USS Gerald R. Ford is a world of chaos at best. It is a place where the boundaries of human endurance and technological achievement are tested every day. It is a place of constant motion and noise where the roar of jet engines and the rush of wind and sea create a sensory overload that can be both exhilarating and overwhelming. At 10.9 inch long and 2.56 inch wide, the flight deck is a vast expanse of steel and asphalt, a floating airfield that can launch and recover dozens of aircraft in a matter of minutes. The deck is divided into several distinct areas, each with its own purpose and set of procedures. The bow of the ship is home to the catapults, the powerful electronically driven machines that can launch a Wuxi Lim aircraft from Lim to Tsishu Uni Meisaushir in just Mouse econs. The waist of the ship, or the midsection, is where the aircraft are parked in service with a complex system of elevators and tractors used to move them into position. And then the stern of the ship is home to the arresting gear, a series of cables and hydraulic systems that can bring a landing aircraft from Ibai Wuxi Uni Meisaushir to a complete stop in just a couple hundred feet. Overseeing this complex ballet of man and machine is the air boss, the officer in charge of all flight deck operations. From the vantage point of the air traffic control center known as PryFly, the air boss and their team coordinate the movements of the aircraft, issue commands to the flight deck crew, and ensure that all safety protocols are followed to the letter. It is a job that requires incredible skill, incredible focus, and situational awareness, as well as the ability to make split-second decisions in a constantly changing environment. On the deck itself, a team of highly trained professionals works together to keep the aircraft moving and the mission on track. The most visible members of this team are the yellow shirts, the aircraft directors who guide the planes into position using a complex system of hand signals and visual cues. The yellow shirts are the eyes and ears of the flight deck, constantly scanning for potential hazards and communicating with the pilots to ensure that every movement is safe and precise. Another critical role on the flight deck is that of the green shirts, the maintenance personnel who keep the aircraft in top condition. These skilled technicians work around the clock to repair and maintain the complex systems that keep the planes flying. From the engines and the avionics to the hydraulics and the weapon systems, they are a vital part of the air wing's success, ensuring that every aircraft is ready to fly when needed. The red shirts are the ordnance handlers responsible for the loading and unloading of weapons and other hazardous materials. These individuals work with incredible care and precision, ensuring that every bomb, missile, and bullet is handled safely and securely. They're also responsible for the storage and inventory of these materials, keeping track of every item, ensuring that nothing goes missing or unaccounted for. One of the most critical moments on the flight deck is the launch of the aircraft. When a plane is ready to take off, it is guided onto one of 4 catapults by a yellow shirt. The catapult officer or shooter then takes over, ensuring that the aircraft is properly aligned and that all systems are go for a launch. When the signal is given, the catapult fires, propelling the aircraft down the deck and into the air in a matter of seconds. It is a moment of incredible power and precision, a testament to the skill and training of every member of the flight deck crew. Just as critical as the launch is the recovery of an aircraft. When a plane approaches the ship for a landing, it is guided in by the landing signal officer, or LSO. The LSO is a highly skilled pilot who uses a complex system of lights and hand signals to guide the aircraft onto the deck, ensuring that it catches one of the 4 arresting wires and comes to a safe stop. It is a job that requires incredible skill and nerves of steel, as the LSO must make split-second decisions to ensure the safety of both the pilot and the crew. Once an aircraft is safely on deck, it is guided to its parking spot by the yellow shirts, who use a system of hand signals and visual cues to direct the pilot. The aircraft is then chocked and chained down, ensuring that it stays where it is, even in heavy seas or high winds. The flight deck of the Gerald R. Ford is a place of incredible complexity and coordination, where every member of the crew must work together seamlessly to ensure the success of the mission. It is also a place of great danger, where the slightest mistake or miscommunication can have catastrophic consequences. To mitigate these risks, the Navy has developed a comprehensive set of safety protocols and procedures that govern every aspect of flight deck operations. Despite the many challenges and hazards on the flight deck, the sailors who work there are some of the most skilled and dedicated professionals in the Navy. They take great pride in their work, knowing that their efforts are essential to the success of the ship's mission and the safety of their fellow crew members. They also have a tight-knit community, bonding over shared experiences and challenges that few outside of the Navy can truly understand. In many ways, the flight deck of the USS Gerald R. Ford is a microcosm of the ship itself, a place where the best and the brightest of the Navy come together to achieve incredible things. It is a place of great danger and great reward, where the boundaries of human endurance and technological achievement are tested every day. And it is a place where the values of honor, courage, and commitment are lived out in real time. As the crew works together to defend the nation and protect the freedoms we hold dear. As we conclude our exploration of the flight deck, it is impossible not to be struck by the incredible complexity and coordination that goes into every aspect of its operations. And while the work is often grueling and the conditions are always challenging, the sailors who serve on the flight deck do so with a sense of pride and purpose that is truly inspiring. In the end, the flight deck of the USS Gerald R. Ford is more than just a place where the aircraft take off and land. It is a symbol of American power and ingenuity, a testament to the skill and dedication of the men and women who serve in the United States Navy. And it is a reminder of the incredible sacrifices that are made every day to keep our nation safe and secure, both home and abroad. So, now let's talk about how they resupply and sustain themselves at sea. The USS Gerald R. Ford is a self-contained city at sea, capable of operating for months at a time without returning to port. However, to maintain this level of self-sufficiency, the ship must be regularly resupplied with food, fuel, spare parts, and other essential goods. This complex logistical operation is known as an underway replenishment, or unwrap, and it is a critical component of the ship's ability to remain on station and carry out its mission. During an unwrap, the Ford will rendezvous with a supply ship, often a fast combat support ship or a fleet replenishment oiler. These vessels are specifically designed to transfer goods to other ships while underway, using a complex combination of helicopters and beam rigs. Once the ships are in position, lines are shot across the gap between them and fuel hoses and cargo rigs are connected. The transfer of fuel is one of the most critical aspects of an unwrap. The Ford's nuclear reactors may provide virtually unlimited propulsion, but the ship still requires a steady supply of jet fuel for its aircraft. During refueling, the ships must maintain a precise distance and speed, with the Ford's helmsman constantly adjusting course to keep the tension on the fuel lines within safe limits. As the fuel is pumped across, cargo is also transferred using a complex system of wires and pulleys. Pallets of food, spare parts, and other supplies are hoisted across the gap between the ships, where they're carefully lowered onto the Ford's deck. The ship's supply department then distributes the goods to various departments and divisions, ensuring that everyone has what they need to carry out their duties. One of the most anticipated aspects of an unwrap is the arrival of mail. In an age of instant communication, there is still something special about receiving a handwritten letter or a care package from home. The ship's postal clerks work diligently to sort and distribute the mail, providing a much-needed boost to morale and a tangible connection to loved ones back on shore. Conducting an unwrap is a complex and potentially dangerous operation, requiring close coordination and skilled seamanship. The ship must maintain a delicate balance, close enough to transfer goods efficiently, but far enough apart to avoid collision. The crews must also contend with the ever-present dangers of the sea, from high winds and rough waves to the risk of equipment failure or human error. Despite the challenges, though, the men and women who conduct these operations are among the most skilled and dedicated in the Navy. They work tirelessly to ensure that the Ford and its crew have everything they need to carry out their mission, no matter how long they are at sea. Through their efforts, the ship is able to remain a self-sustaining city, a powerful presence on the world's oceans, and a symbol of American naval might. Life and work aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford is a unique and awe-inspiring experience with countless fascinating aspects to explore. From the incredible scale and complexity of the ship's operations to the skill and dedication of its crew, there is no shortage of things to marvel at. Perhaps the most fascinating of all is the sense of purpose and camaraderie that permeates every aspect of life on the Ford. The knowledge that each individual is part of something greater than themselves, working together to achieve a common goal. What do you find the most intriguing thing about this floating city at sea? Share your thoughts in the comments below. So, now we will conclude our journey through the Ford, and we've seen just a small portion of the incredible work and life that takes place within this mighty ship. The round-the-clock efforts of the galley crew keeping the ship's personnel fed and nourished, the tireless work of the maintenance teams in the hangar bay, the adrenaline-fueled ballet of the flight deck. Every aspect of the Ford is a testament to the skill, the dedication, and the bravery of the men and women who serve aboard her. Life on an aircraft carrier is not for the faint of heart. It requires long hours, hard work, and the ability to adapt to constantly changing circumstances. But for those who answer the call, it is an experience like no other. It is a chance to be part of something greater than themselves and to serve their country in one of the most challenging and rewarding environments imaginable. To the sailors of the USS Gerald R. Ford and to all those who serve in the United States Navy, both past and present, we offer our deepest thanks and respect. Your sacrifices and dedication ensure that our nation remains strong, secure, and free. Thank you for joining us on this tour of the USS Gerald R. Ford. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share and subscribe to our channel for more incredible content. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.